I'll actually say I'd say it's beyond that, man. I'd just say it was gamer uni in
Vamos,
the very
gamer
starting.
university.
We want to go passive lanes because we feel we're going to have
A un
aggression
segundo
from
juego, gente.
I think, for me, that's why I
Esperemos que
kind of
este
felt
juego
like
sea
the
mucho
game
mejor que el
Kennedy
anterior.
logic was. Na'Vi are an aggressive
como
team.
acaba de
They're going
decir
to
acá
try
en
and
los
kill us all the
comentarios.
time. So how are we going to try and deal with this? We just have stable lanes. Juggernaut's going to get ganked up in middle lane, so let's give the Magic
En
Community
verdad,
Juggernaut
esperemos
mid,
que
as well as the Senate Demon, who is the savior
sean más
of heroes
agresivos,
against
sean más
initiative.
agresivos
You
como
have
en la
that
parte del
combination
inicio,
up in the middle lane. Slight
tratando
element of aggression when it
de
comes to, like, properly
hacer un early
initiating,
gank
but
a
that's
Dendy
basically
en la
it.
parte del
It's
medio
not
con Rubric.
continuous, like, presence on that lane
Esperemos
saying,
que
push back
este
up
juego
the
sea
lane Rubric.
distinto, esperemos
And then
que
they throw the CK and the Wisp up from the top
que
lane.
remonten.
I
Vamos,
think
gente,
they're
vamos,
just
gente de
banking on
Gamer
the fact that once
University.
Wisp hit level 6, that ganking around the map would just be so much more effective, which it definitely was not. It just, like, a couple of
Vemos
kills
a
here or there
Na'Vi
worked,
sacando
but it
Wisp.
didn't have that kind of fear across
Como
the
quien
region of the map,
diciendo,
because you had heroes like Nate,
vamos a
people like this
enseñarles
Magic
cómo
Community,
utilizar
they
el
didn't
Wisp.
fear being ganked. And most of the time, Puppy, as possibly the weakest hero of them all, as the leaner,
Gamer
was
University responde
always trying to be as
escogiendo a
aggressive
Rubric.
as possible, getting rid of those support heroes the second they try to jump in. Never really 100% being called out of position, unless you die at the middle tower on an SD, at which point then, yes, you were called out of position. But yeah, this time around though, Darkseer, Rubik, Brewmaster, another set of heroes that can be very, very passive in the early portion of the game, but really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen once we hit like that 10 minutes into it, and we see Brewmaster's ulti, we see Rubik with Steel, and maybe the last two heroes will give us a little bit more of an aggressive early game, but difficult up against heroes like Magnetor as well as Gyro.
Yeah, Na'Vi is sort of able to control the pace of the game again with their lineup. They can be super aggressive with Wisp, Gyro, or Wisp plus one more, or they can sort of turtle back and let Gyro get a few more items up, and then just look to that big Magnetar ultimate and Flak Cannon and disaster for Gamers University. But Gyrocopter I actually really like as a counter, I put in quotation marks, to Brewmaster. A lot of the problems you have with Brewmaster is not being able to eliminate the damage dealing and the disabling pandas. So if you can turn on Flak Cannon and get rid of that Fire Panda really, really early, and even the Storm Panda, or the Wind Panda rather, then you only have to deal with the one disable from the Earth Panda, and a lot of the ultimate is shut down just by virtue of having that Flak Cannon going on during the team fight.
And we'll see how effective the Gyro is going to be. If we see him in that middle, do we see him on the safe lane? Depends on who really wants to play it. Like, is it Dendy or is it Divorced? Are we also feeling like Magnetor on the long lane? We saw Magnetor being used by Puppy last night. Not so successfully up against Empire. But saw him using him as a support hero. Considering now Tiny comes in for Na'Vi, this opens us up again. So Tiny and Whisper sit up on the top lane. Magnetor and Gyro. No, it's got to be Gyro.
Gyrocopter can be a support here. I've seen it from No Tidehunter. It can be done.
If I remember that game though, they weren't successful as running him support, and now Bane comes in from Na'Vi, so definitely not a support. Our three cores are Magnetor, Gyro, as well as Tiny. Especially when to see Puppy as well as Bane pick up their two heroes.
Tenemos a Mystic
It means Light of Heaven on the safe, or does that mean long lane as well? Like, how's he really going to go? Like, we've got Rubik as well as Lotrak here for GU, and that's going to be almost like signing a death warrant for a Magnetor, a hero that has to have some early level of support. Seeing our lanes now come up, and everyone's heading north.
Yep, the support Light of Heaven's going to get is an extra set of tangos.
I still got a feeling they're going to leave him up on the top lane. That's so aggressive to go up against. That's
really scary. Tiny doesn't have enough mana to participate in tri-lane fights early on.
So how are they really supposed to go with this? Because they know if they go down bottom lane, then Lotrak and Rubik is just going to kill off the Magnetor. It's
got to be immaculate positioning by Light of Heaven.
Oh,
it's the only thing that saves that lane.
Even all these consumables which he is going to be walking around with, it doesn't save his life. It's the burst damage which can just follow through. He won't have time just to have a normal regeneration.
University.
But We'll see what the payoff's going to be. Like, whatever Light of Heaven
Van a
loses,
ser
of
un
course,
inicio
it's got to
bastante
earn back
agresivo.
as that Tiny. And he is up there in that top lane. Going to have pretty much a free lane to start with. Once again, we'll see this Darkseer pick up. And he'll start off inside the jungle and then move up towards the top lane, while Smash will go in towards the middle lane. Shrek as well as Rubik. Actually, they're heading up north. I think it's mainly just for warding to start with and see the runes.
The battle begins.
And see a Vorst going disco disco on the Invis rune on the top. So maybe, yep. So Arsat will camp right on top of it, and he'll help out the middle lane in the early stages. No reason why they can't, especially considering I see both Latrak and Rubik still hanging around Smash here in the mid.
Yeah, it's going to be a throwaway top lane with the Darkseer, but it looks like Gamers University is going to try and get first blood here on Dendi.
It's going to be some big commitment. There's no surge up on the Darkseer, so he's not trying to get Rubik into position. Then he will see him and then just move back. Telekinesis range is too short for that, especially when you got a hero like Arsad coming in with Nightmare.
He's got invisibility, but yeah, there's nothing that Gamers University can do now. Arsad can just be a ward here if he wants to be. This is going to force sort of a waste of time. I guess it's not that big of a waste if you think about it.
Speaking of ward, I don't know if you also saw the sentry ward in the middle lane. Even if they were smoked up, they would have been spotted as they came down. So there's just no surprise anywhere. But with this failed gank on the middle lane, they gave Light of Heaven a little bit of time. He's almost hitting level 2, just trying to stay as close to Luna as possible. And now in the middle lane, Smash picked up. Arsar going to go with the Nightmare. It's not going to give him anywhere enough time. There goes the rocket hit as the Nightmare was actually stolen off from Arsart then, allowing the damage to be done. Then Smash surged away by the Darkseer and then tries to turn Arsart around.
This is an interesting build by Dendi here, not going for a level in Rocket Barrage. This Rocket Barrage actually at level 1 does like 1 billion damage, so I'm actually a little bit surprised here not to see him take it.
Yeah, put the point of the homing missile instead.
Yeah,
unless he just wants,
unless
you just want to have that 1 point up in the home. I think he doesn't have really have a, he needs a bottle before he can start running that. Man, that's a lot of damage on the Smash.
Rocket Barrage, 90 mana and 330 damage at level 1. I don't know how you can pass that up. Unless maybe Dendi has bigger plans.
Maybe Dendi is a professional player.
Maybe. I mean, I will add my commentary and say that Dendi does not know how to play Gyrocopter mid, but I'm probably wrong in that sense.
Well, having the homing missile does give a level of aggression. Oh, pick up, throw down, maybe a little bit of trouble. Bane's going to get himself down here and get that Nightmare up on Smash, get that Iron Shell away from him. There goes the Nightmare, and now Dendi's got a little bit more space to go. He's not going to heal up in time, pops off a Tango, and there goes that first blood. Darkseer gets the hit in.
Gamer University
Attempting there from Arsart.
And the courier goes down.
Al igual que en el primer juego, no.
Navi give up first blood, and
that was Bottle Courier too. That was Bottle Courier. That was Dendi's bottle.
And it didn't give it to him.
No, which means now that bottle is lost for 3 minutes.
That's a big deal. That's a huge deal.
Dangerous period now for the middle lane, because now Dendi loses so much control in this mid. At the same time, if we look towards our other lanes, though, like Luna's sitting at 18 for 6, 18 for 7 now, up against Divorced, who manages to hit 20 now on the top lane. So both players finding their farm on the carries. More importantly, it's the levels up on Divorced, almost sitting level 5. Puppy's hanging around here, but looks like also he's been pulling off a little bit here, but not finding some good levels. Like only just hits level 3 with the help. Almost around a little bit from these players.
Oh man, we got a Midas out of Havast on Tiny. Something that I have only seen, I think, out of Aoi. Just to get a lot of that early farm.
Well, you could do it, and Aoi does it only when he has like a passive lane. And the fact he's going up against a Darkseer makes his Hand of Mines even better for Havast. But primarily, it's all about having it, so you can rush up your Aghanim Scepter. So you go your Hand of Midas and then straight into the Aghanim Scepter. There's just no waiting on it.
Another good thing about it is it does give attack speed, and that's sort of what Tiny needs once he gets a few points up and grow. So even if you'd look at Hand of Midas as solely a money-earning item, it does actually have that bonus 30 attack speed, so it's not
trouble for Darks here
really
on the top lane. Wisp's got to tether up correctly right now, up with Arsat, holding Hawk in position. He's already used the surge. Is there a brain sap? Yeah, there's 2 points up and it'll be enough damage. It's a revenge kill now for Na'Vi. Picking it up on that top lane. At the same time in middle lane, there's trouble coming the way for Dendy. He falls back at the right time. Don't know if you've just felt the smoke gate coming from GU, but he stays safe.
He's got no courier, so he can't even get his boots out to him right now.
Wondering how long before we get our little courier back. The ferret's on the deck. Rotation bottom lane, so that's where the end of the smoke is going to be used by
University, vamos a tratar de matar a
2 points up in skewers. This is going to be the
Magnus.
easiest thing in the world. And you'll see him coming in. Already picked up Lucid Beam as well as the Fable and the Lashrak stun. They really wanted to ensure he was killed before there was even the slight possibility of a skewer. Especially considering Rubik's life when he dropped
Creo que esto es lo que le ha faltado
HP.
a Gamer University en el primer juego, estar un poco más agresivos. Esperemos que
There's that
continúen
courier
así.
back again. Little ferret hiding under Arsat's bum. And there's the both Hand of Midas as well as the bottle up on it. But it'll go top lane first.
Avost's Hand of Midas more important than Dendy's boot bottle. Oh, split in mid, Dendy's dead.
Well, should be. Nightmare on Dendy. Gonna keep him alive for now. Look for the
Nightmare
denial.
en
He's
Dendy,
getting
lo
a
va a
tag
tratar de
off the
salvar, pero
Nightmare. Try and keep him
no
going,
hay
then
manera
spin
que
up and
pueda
towards
salvar.
the air. Could be a bit of a
Va a ir,
problem
va a
right
ir
now
por-
for the Brewmaster. All the tracks done, wrong timing.
Yo no.
Brewmaster should have cancelled that with his Dispel Magic. Cancelled the Tornado and rocked him once more just to set up the Leshrac stun
Trouble
there.
for Darkseer. Trying to pull. Puppy just tethers through and Avos with just a 4-2 combo in the Avalanche toss.
Alright, but here comes an Invis Brewmaster.
Yeah, Puppy's going to be really cautious here. Puppy
Lost
is...
as well.
Puppy's
Puppy's
the main target. He knows he's dead. There's nothing to tether to as well. No one was close enough to him. And now Avos avoids the first, and he's got no mana, he's got no life. He's basically dead on the tier 1 tower.
Just tries to get one last hit before
Muy
he
buen
dies.
inicio de parte de Gamer University.
He
Muy,
spent any
muy,
of his
muy buen
cash before he
inicio.
died. Nope, he held it all. And then the middle lane, Dendy trying to get rid of this Darkseer. Darkseer just tanking up too much of it. It was a 1 point in Rocket Barrage, which it just wasn't cared about. But you notice too the fact that Magnetor is still finding some really good levels on this bottom lane. Kind of thought this lane was going to get shut down a lot more by GU.
Yeah, but at the same time, you kind of thought that Tiny was going to have free farm, and he ends up dying along with Wisp, so sort of a trade.
That's true. Luna, no death to an aim.
Well, not anymore.
Nope. Luna, death to an aim. Vorst and Puppy teaming up. Puppy with that level 6. And then they instantly head back to base, and Vorst will TP top lane. So they even the tables a little bit. And Puppy then TPs in towards the middle, where 4 heroes are currently waiting for him to arrive. He's got no one to tether to again. Puppy's out too far. He's just trying to harass up a little bit here on Smash. He tethers and slows him down. Now Rubik will come in on the back of the surge. Picked up, throwing down. Lashrak does get the stun this time, just on the edge, however. But Puppy will still pop. So the 4 heroes committed, then the 2 points of edict instantly put into pushing out that tier 1 tower in mid.
Dendy's got level 6 now coming back mid. Oh,
Yeah.
he's got to be really careful here.
That Iron Shell damage plus the rest of it. Where's the Brawler? Where's the Brawler hit? He's not getting a bigger hit. He's not going to finish off Denny at the same time. Arsat, Nightmare's up on the Darkseer, holding him in position. There's no Fiend script available, but he's still got that Brain Step available once that hit comes through. Just a rocket, and he's trying to stay close. I think Brewmaster's kind of hoping he does remain as close as he is. But no supports coming in. Fortifications are gone. So the tier 1 tower will take a fall. At the same time, of course, trying to add some kind of pressure back, but again, GU, they get first blood and they get first tower.
Haste here on Brewmaster. You can kill this. Yeah, you can kill Dendy here.
Nightmare. Nightmare's going to stop him. The second he tries to initiate,
He's going to go the long way around.
He's got to move fast.
Oh,
And
Dendy's going
Dendy!
the wrong way.
He couldn't have gone up.
No,
That happened. If he stayed on the
muy buen
lane
jugado de
and
parte
stayed
del
after
Smash.
Arsat, it would have been enough. And the Smash gets the easiest pick off of his life. Whoop! Tossing Puppy in. Too far away, the tether doesn't remain. Then double TPs come in. Puppy realizes he's in too far. Of course, that toss was too long. And now Puppy tethers himself off to the side. He wants to heal up, and then surging up smash. He's almost got enough cash for Blink Dagger too. But Puppy's back in range of the tier 1 tower, feeling safe and healthy. Meanwhile on bottom lane, Light of Heaven getting ganked up, skewering himself away. Felt the support coming in, and now just reverse polarity up, as well as the cooldown coming in from Dendy. Horse ulti's in with Puppy. So what was originally an escape from the top lane becomes Light of Heaven setting up for a gank on bottom.
University's going to counter this. They're looking to go on Puppy when he comes back.
No, he just died. He popped on the bottom lane to the Leshrac Edict. Everyone kind of split, and he took the full brunt of the attack. So the Force doesn't have to come back, and he'll remain on the bottom lane. And this now means tier 1 tower gone on the top lane. There'll be no point in going back for that one anyway. And Avor's trying to add a little bit more pressure towards this bottom lane. He can toss down this tower in a moment. In fact, I believe he can kill it off right now. The problem is he's just standing his ground. He's got Avalanche toss available. Avalanche is up on 1, tosses up on a 2nd, but he's lost his life by overcommittal here. Really surprised he didn't just toss and retreat.
Yeah, well, save Puppy's life. I mean, he sort of got that going for you, but I don't think that Havas thought he was going to get out anyway, so he wanted to do as much damage as he could to the TPing heroes from GU.
Save the support. Kill the guy who's trying to rush and ag at him. Smash! Worst time to come in. Maybe not. Gets a split off and Arsat. There's a steal off from Rubik, so he takes off Tether.
And he's got to stay close here.
Yeah, and he does do so. So the Tether is still available. There goes the Earth Bruling stun. But he's going to be in range of the tier 1 tower. They're going to try and dive him on this one. Their Storm Brulings are going to wear off. Then he throws down the ulti. Going to slow down Smash. Secondary hits going to hit Goat too. And Avor's coming in as one toss. Avalanche. Then he already been picked up. Probably trying to pick off one right now. At the same time, that barrage will kill off the Rubik. Smash will die to the tethered up Na'Vi and Avorst. And now ulti again.
Lane on to Luna.
Yep, she's in the tree line. Pops up the Eclipse! Perfect timing. They had to split themselves back out again. Now Leshrac's also here. Stuns up on Avorst. Light of Heaven. He's got himself a shockwave in 1 second time. And it will be enough to kill off this Leshrac. Throws it out. Still the death of Avorst to do the kill though. And Arsat's looking for a Nightmare or Fiend's Grip. He's not going to catch up this Luna. She's just too fast.
That was an excellent turnaround there by Luna. Just knowing that going into the trees would get her out of the creep wave. And Puppy just, I think, took 3 beams in a row from that ultimate and just blew up instantly.
He didn't have a lot of life when he came in to start with anyway. Probably thought he was going to be safe. Probably thought Luna didn't have Eclipse. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, support returns, so Leshrac as well as Rubik. Hanging as close as they can together. What do we got flying down the bottom lane for Dendy? So he gets, well, TP scroll. Right home about that one. I was thinking, ooh, maybe he's up to Open Club already. No, that's on Forced.
No, Dendy's sort of had a rough start here in mid lane.
Como podemos ver, tenemos a Gamer University de parte de Radiant haciendo un muy buen push. Han tomado la parte de abajo, la parte de arriba y la parte del medio, mientras Navi todavía no ha podido tomar ninguna de las torres. No, perdonen, sí, la torre de abajo. Bottom lane. Esperemos que siga así, esperemos que siga así. Vemos un juego bastante parejo hasta ahora.
Normally I remember seeing him go with higher points up in spirits, so that way he's got the extra damage that comes out from them. And he could be more of a contributor when it comes to the engagements.
Well, I mean, all of his skills are really good. I think
he did Nightmare. In fact, he just kept going with his normal pathing of throwing down the ward as the tier 2 tower trade-off's begun. Leshrac with 4 points of ED pushing out a tier 2 tower in mid, while there's Dendy and Line of Heaven trying to take care of this bottom lane. Then he's trying to keep these range creeps alive as long as possible, so fortification by 1. Tier 1 tower's being forced out in the top lane too, while Arsat will hold the tier 2 tower in the mid. But Dendy's on such low life, he's going to have to pop off this haste and bottle. And then look for the 14-minute room, which will be a regen. Double damage taken by Smash on top. But no tower was claimed by either team. It was just a little bit of damage coming out. It looks like Dendy and Light of Heaven, they're really committing to taking this bottom lane.
They want to do a lot of damage to this bottom lane. I don't know if that's just to keep some of GU occupied, giving some freedom to Habal's tier. just sort of delaying the game a little bit for him to get his Aghanim Scepter.
Could also just be a help.
Gyrocopter is actually going. Gyrocopter is going to go Shadow Blade.
Yeah, I was wondering if that timing was just to buy them time, waiting for someone to initiate. Because we're still going to remember, like, they might be only 2 down that bottom lane, but the 2 with reverse polarity, with cooldown, as well as having Havorst and Puppey that can just jump at a moment's notice. It doesn't matter if Arsat's not there. Well, Phoenix Grip is going to be great, especially up against Luna now that she's got a BKB up and running. It's not something you 100% need for these engagements. What you do need is for Denny to have a decent amount of life points. And right now he's walking around with 15 1 charges, so that's going to be okay. But his life isn't looking too great.
Gamer University
I think Arsat's also getting a little bit more concerned about this middle lane. 5 heroes grouping up by GU.
Yeah, Vost is actually really close. Oh, sorry, I thought he had a point booster as well. He's actually quite a bit away. TP going bottom lane there. Vost is going to try and beat down this tower.
Just toss Puppey. Not going to waste the mana. They're looking for Arsat. Tier 2 towers go on the middle lane. But he goes back to base safely, and well, there goes Puppey and Denny back into their lanes too. At the same time, Tier 3 tower in the mid. GU, they already enter in. They're 15 minutes in. They realize they're getting split push, and they want to force Na'Vi to fall back to their base. So far, they haven't been 100% successful. They have brought down that Tier 3 tower to half of his life, which in a way you could say is a success. But Dendy is here in Light of Heaven as well, and they don't really want to force that too much. Not when Na'Vi's looking to fight as 5. And shockwave damage, just a little bit too short.
Havorst isn't taking the bait yet. Now he comes back.
Yeah, TP back in. And Puppey still wants to go in. Light of Heaven wants to go in too, but he doesn't want to risk his Blink Dagger. He's getting so damn close to it.
It's going to be a little bit of a stalemate for now. Neither team wanting to commit too hard. But we do have Brewmaster Ultimate up. We do have Eclipse up from Gamers University, so if a fight does happen, they're going to be ready for it. We also have
jump in already. Brewmaster stunned up instantly by the tether, and that's now going to be a skewer in reverse polarity up on 3. The cooldown's there too. Eclipse will pick up Light of Heaven pretty fast, but the avalanche and toss instantly follows through from Havorst. Puppey, he's on low life. He's going to live on 13 HP. Denny, however, will not be so lucky. He gets Eclipse down. Well, he gets Lucent Beam down to death, and then Havorst follow up the stun. Arsat's going to get in here. Needs a Nightmare, needs something, and there's ulti out from Puppey. Pulls Havorst out at the last moment. The attack will pull Havorst through the base. But he'll still live in Arsat, trying to push Gamers Uni back out again. Hero will take a double kill onto that Luna. But more importantly, Havorst does not die, does not delay that Aghanim Scepter. And they hold that Tier 1 tower. In fact, they're going to deny that Tier 1 tower now. 39 HP, there's no way it's going to live for long. And the tower will be denied.
Puppey denying that tower.
Denying the tower, denying Havorst. In a way. Denied but not dead, and now Havorst, because he lived. If he did not live through that, it would be so different right now. As opposed to it.
He would have had to buy back.
And now you see how much damage this tree is going to do. Like, GU, they blew everything in that middle... Oh, actually, not everything, but they blew a decent amount in that middle lane. Trying to push it out. And Havorst just comes in quickly. Takes out the tower. And they're moving down into Roshan. I'm wondering if Puppey is thinking about it. Havorst wants to, but yeah, they know they're being stalked. And there's also an observer ward watching them from the Radiant side. This they don't know. They throw down their own observer ward, but there's no sentry or anything like that to reveal. And Danny now finishes up his full armlet. Full armlet.
Shadow Blade. I know what you meant.
Yeah. I was thinking amulet and then looking into something else. You know what? At least we don't have an Omni Knight in the field again. Oh! I hope you see what I did there.
I do.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
But this game is going to get a little bit passive for the time being. I don't think either team feels like they're too much ahead or even too much behind for that matter. So it's just a matter of getting these items up. Gamers University is going to press their advantage in mid lane. They don't have a tower to take down anymore. But I think Navi is more than capable of defending this.
I don't know, man. In 16 seconds time, when we get that Brewmaster rolling up and running, then it'll be a great time to initiate. Until that point, they're going to try and pick off Arsat.
Yo creo que si el Brewmaster
just hovering himself around, Denny might have Heaven also heading out towards the top lane. The Observer Ward spots him out, and also spots out Na'Vi smoking up. They weren't going to be ready for a ward that's that aggressive, but GU's going to be ready for him too. Denny just breaks off the smoke. Did Arsad just want to free up an inventory slot or something? Denny's going to get jumped on in a moment. There, in fact, they get jumped on Arsad again. There's a split. Arsad's got a nightmare himself right now. He can't, he got stunned up. There goes your nightmare, and then cancelled off. It gets just taken by the Brewlings. Line of Evan hanging off on the sidelines. He'll skewer out the Earth Panda. Maybe a possibility for a reverse polarity. He gets it too, and the cooldown coming down. But the Ultimate won't really do much more. There's no follow through. The cooldown was there, but that wasn't much. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Puppy and Divorce, they're trying to take out, they did take out the tier 3 tower. We're looking towards the racks, and Divorce has the TPs back. At the same time, now they're going to ulti up towards the top lane, and they're going to have a crack at Luna. That Rocket is following through, and Luna will get stunned up by this one. Doesn't matter about the movement speed. There's the wall. Back in again. Toss comes out, and that will ult you in position. And Divorce, well, turn around. Where is Puppy going to return, though? That's going to be my question. He returns back to safety. Gyro gets a double kill over towards Dendy.
Why didn't Luna just BKB and run away?
No.
That seemed like a free escape for Luna there. I mean, she didn't have a TP, but she's got like such high movement speed anyways. All she needs to do is BKB and continue running away. And
didn't have to get stunned then.
Didn't have to get stunned. Didn't have to die is the biggest part.
Look at Dandy. He's looking for the Lashrak. It's like, come on, I got bonus damage, I got bonus damage, I got bonus damage. And now he doesn't, because Shadow Blade's going to wear off. But we're looking at now Roshan. Puppy and Avorsta going in. Also look at the cash up on Avorsta after these kills. Is he going to buy up Hyperstone and go into Assault Cuirass, or do we see the start of the Manta style?
There's like 5 seconds left on that Gamer University ward, but they did see both Puppy and Havost go into Roshan there.
Oh, maybe they can contest. Roshan's only a half life.
Here.
And even try to... yeah, you shockwave that light of heaven.
University dejan que
That's
se
going to
lleve
be
Navi Roshan.
They don't get there in time, GU.
Y lo cogió
Tiny takes
Tiny.
the Aegis, the Immortal, and now sitting on 4,200 gold. And at the same time, what are we seeing? Line of Heaven finished up his Blink Dagger. We see Arsad. Possibility of 2 things. He could be looking into his own BKB, that way he gets non-obstructed Fiend script off. Or we could be looking down the lines of having that that Heaven's Halberd, which we know he likes to go. And that'll be mainly meant for the Luna. Surprised too he hasn't got a single point up in Enfeeble.
Hemos entrado a una etapa del juego que están
Poison ability, which is a
se
pain in the
cuidan
ass
bastante
when it
ambos
comes to
equipos, saben
laning.
que cualquier movimiento en falso,
So is Nightmare,
ya que
and he's putting up lots of points in Nightmare, so...
han tomado mid lane, Gamer University y
Aggressively showing himself on the top lane.
Navi ha tomado bottom lane.
If there's another way you want to telegraph the fact you want to push out that tier 1 tower on the top lane finally at it.
Puede provocar que el otro equipo
it's pretty
entre.
obvious. Meanwhile, back at base,
Por ejemplo,
Navi
Navi no
base, that
tiene
is,
los
GU are forcing
no tiene
all 5
suficiente
down
oro
the
para
middle lane.
buybacks.
There is still fortification, so time for Navi to come back.
And then
Viene,
go
van a
back.
trenar,
That's what's going to
van a
happen.
tratar de tomar
Well,
las barracas.
we'll see if it's going to be successful. We know how much pushing power this Luna has. They're just getting rid of the rocket to start with. And you're right, Divorce and Puppy empowering themselves up. They can also join this fight to mid.
Las barracas. No sé si que van
And
a
that's
regresar.
also racks. They should hold themselves
Chicos,
back
tienen
right
que
now.
regresar, tienen
They
que
can hold
regresar,
their own
bueno,
racks.
van a
Jump
tomar.
in by line of heaven. 3-quarter reverse polarity. And in comes
Polarity.
Tiny. Look for the avalanche and toss. It's going to happen right in the middle of the big wall and the eclipse. In fact, Navi going to lose 4 of their players. Denny the only one to survive inside the Shadow Blade. And there's Aegis Immortal bringing a Force back to life again. He's going to die almost instantly. He's fighting against everything in the wall. Tosses up. Gets rid of at least 1 hero before he goes down. Then fire smack. Fortification up. Navi still holding their ranks for the moment. Then he's taking close. Fiend script holding Luna in position. Divorce, avalanche, and maybe even a toss up on the Brewmaster. There he goes, tossing up Denny towards the air. Gonna pick up smash. Triple kill for Divorce. Be it through an Aegis as well as a buyback. They hold their middle racks on 166 HP.
And they get bottom. Like, bottom is completely gone.
And Rubik is the only one left to defend. They could even just take the tier 2 tower and mid and then rotate up and take the tier 1 tower. Luna's still dead for 30 seconds, same with Brewmaster.
Luna does have buyback Brewmaster as well.
Yeah, it's not worth it though for just a tier 2 tower. Maybe if they lose a tier 2 and a tier 1 tower, then yeah. Then he's already up here on the top lane looking to give it some momentum. They know how fast Divorce can push anyway. That T1 tower's going to die at some point. Assad, yo, Assad. No teammates. The Puppy's just like, come on, man, I'll hold your hand through a tether.
Havas took down that tower in like maybe 8 hits without the help of Puppy Wisp or Empower here, so this is probably, I'm not going to say probably, this could be 3 towers towards the way of Navi here.
Well, looks like GU don't want to let it go. We even see Luna buy up a full Mana Star, ready to fight this one out. Also notice too that Brewmaster's he's only about 1,000 gold away from having his Aghanim Scepter. A much needed item for him. Dandy, oh, he's right next to a Sentry Ward. They can see him. A lot of damage being done. Lucid Beam as well, but he gets out of range of the Sentry Ward. That Empower is up on Dandy, and you got to remember that extra damage he's going to have at the start. Puppy will keep him up, pops the Tranquil Boots, and gives Dandy back his life. And Vorst, are you trying to play bait here in the mid lane? Goes inside the tree line. I kind of feel it is, because that bottom lane's pushing through with a double creep wave of super seismic creeps. It's going to force at least somebody back here.
Gamer University va a tener que contrarrestar esta parte del bottom lane que la tiene completamente
destrozada. And Navi are just taking a break for a bit. Havas now got a Yasha as well.
Sabe por dónde hacer daño, sabe que tienen que...
Trying to keep my eyes on Pup because I know he's going to ulti somewhere and try and kill someone off. The line's already been drawn to go through the bottom lane, but preparation was already been done too. They're looking for Denny to do exactly this, and I think Hawk knows it. Yep. Denny opens up, but they knew it was bait. They were just waiting for Denny to come in close, and then in comes Tiny. There's your reverse polarity up on 3. Avalanche not going to invest because that one. It's a great again. Darkseer wall, not making this easy for Navi. Lashrak might be dead. Denny's going to find the middle, but his BKB wears off, and so is his life points. And Avors just cleaving up everything he can. He's going to walk through that wall and fight up against himself. The Earth Bruising Sun will hold Avors in position for now, and then he just turns around up on Smash, lose some theme, do some damage. Avors on 200 life points, tossing him Puppy in range of the tier 4 towers. He's going to try and kill Puppy. 70 HP, they'll live on. Buy back out by the Brewmaster. There's so many heroes for Navi on a B-stick of life. But GU do hold. And again, Darkseer, the man who really makes it possible for them to do so.
I think Havas at this point needs to get a Black King Bar just to prevent that Brewmaster tornado. So all they're doing is tornadoing Havas up in the air and then trying to fight 4v5 until he comes back down.
It doesn't look like Havas cares about that, man. He's building into a Mana style. In fact, he's got the full cash for it. So he'll pick up that Manta. Well, actually, Korea's already leaving base. I might even turn around. What's it bringing out? Mech. 27-minute mech for Puppy. While Light of Heaven is building his, well, starting his build for his refresher orb, but he's a long way off it. But just look at that net worth of the Tiny. 1,900 is the net worth here of Vorst. The closest to him is 1,400 over on the Luna, with a Manasar BKB as well as 1,600 gold. Oh, Smash! Avalanched! Toss will be there too. The Rocket's following him down. Nightmare holding Lashrak in position for the moment. Cooldown going to make his way in, and then large amount of damage going the way there of Lashrak in the middle lane. He intends satirically.
Maybe Havas here should actually be looking at a Monkey King Bar just because he's drunk all the time.
Just look for the extra damage. This one's not anyone's really got evasion on him. Screw that. There goes tier 3 tower in the mid. Nice again. Darkseer wall. Back in again. This does not make life easy. Dendy is currently dying to a Vorst illusion. They've got to get rid of this illusion quickly. Line of Heaven, another reverse polarity coming in. Avalanche up on 2, and then just trying to hold him in position. Line of Heaven as well as a Vorst. They are really, really low life. A Vorst will go down. Line of Heaven to follow. Buyback instantly, and Denny will pop up the BKB. The cooldown's going to hit pretty nicely there. Already getting one. In fact, it might even get a secondary. Not going to happen. Wisp ulti back to base, and he's going to bring
Havas.
The Puppy's got no life with him. There's buybacks. No, he's going to bring someone else. No, he's going to lose his own life. He's like, no. Not Game of Throws. In fact, Game of Living. Tethering out. Puppy's on the run. Get towards the high ground. He's got to move faster. The drunk he's going to wear off for the moment. And then Mech Charge and TP back out to safety. He doesn't lose his life.
¿Por qué no lo matas, la puta madre?
How is there not enough control during
Smash. Sácate un ítem que te dé bolas.
I don't know.
Un Blind Dagger y podías matar al Wisp. bro, de puta madre.
I mean, I'm saying that seriously. I mean, counting out like 2 seconds worth of stuns is you can sort of do, but once you get up to like 5-6 seconds, I have no idea how long that is.
Start the stopwatch, man. Start the stopwatch on the side.
You have to look right at the clock on the top and be like, okay, it's 29:36. That means Puppy's going to be back at 48.
Well, I can tell you right now, man, without waiting on the countdown, GU going to group up as all 5 heroes, and it's time to push down the middle lane. They need a Rax. They know they need a Rax. Reverse polarity on cooldown for 18 seconds time, so they got a little bit of an opening on that one. And they can't know the cooldown because Rubik did steal reverse polarity during the last engagement. Smash going to initiate already, and watch for that reverse polarity coming out from Rubik. 10 seconds before he gets his. And immediately Rax in the mid trying to be brought down. Bouncing up these glares, not making it easy. Forced out the fortification very early on. There's your reverse polarity to start with. Pick up, throw down. Reverse polarity can now be returned. And in fact, it will hold line of heaven in position for the moment. Back into the wall. Now Na'Vi, they're losing too many heroes. They are getting a big avalanche toss up, but of course, again, he's his own worst enemy. And Denny's as well. Mihawk kills him off and turning Tani's aggression around on him. What's happening up on the top lane? Tier 3 tower being pressured, but they want the top lane, and they can take it. Na'Vi, buybacks available? Nope, not a single one. In fact, they're mostly on cooldown.
No tienen muy backs.
Yeah, this is going to be really... Oh, Darkseer. You should have kept Tiny Illusion alive there, but I don't think it's going to matter here. Darkseer does have mech up in 8 seconds.
Well, 8 seconds isn't going to be enough if he keeps taking up the tower like that. Drops down to 60 HP, but this will be a top Raxing. Line of Heaven will come alive in a moment. There goes your mech charge. They clean through the creep wave and then through the Rax, so now it's a double Raxing against Na'Vi. Like, this Darkseer has caused them so many issues. Line of Heaven wants a kill, at least to hold the ranged Rax, and now our Raxes, they're not even level. In fact, the advantage is higher for GU. They've managed to pick off 2 melee Raxes. Oh, BKB and out.
Finally. Luna, thank you. Finally BKB just to get away. Totally worth it.
Well, the BKB's down to 5 seconds anyway. And she's also got 6,000 gold. It's going to be a big item. It should be a full butterfly coming the way of Luna. While Dandy is building into his damage with a Demon Edge. And this game is now anybody's. We had an advantage of, well... It was pretty level until about the 20-minute mark, at which point it went downhill, hit about 14-15k in favor of Na'Vi and Experience, and now it's back to 8,000 in favor of Gamer Uni. Gold-wise, too, was in favor of Gamer Uni from the start, about 4k gold going their way.
Hasta ahora el juego está para cualquiera, Está para cualquiera,
It is now back to about 7,000.
Tenemos a Gamers University,
still going the way of Na'Vi,
que ya tomaron Mid Tower, las barracas del medio, y tomaron la primera torre de top lane. Ya está el Roshan, ha revivido Roshan. Esperemos que nos den una alegría, chicos. Vamos, si se puede.
You just ask, oh wait, yeah, Poppy, we're going in. And he'll kill him off pretty fast. And in fact, gonna sell the hand of Midas. And then just beats the living crap out of Roshan. Agency model will go the way of a horse. And they're going to need this. What I feel is going to be the final push of pushes. So Agency model goes, Denny is out. Starts the neighborhood. And Line of Heaven was just basically watching over. But a horse cannot get caught off. And Na'Vi should really be looking to push through. Then again, which lane do they go? Do they go through top? Do they go through bottom?
Top lane. They have to go through mid. There's no tower in mid.
It doesn't even matter if there's a tower on top, man. If
you got Tiny beating down.
Yeah, if they win a fight, then Tiny will take a grand total of maybe 2-3 seconds to get rid of the tower. You know it's gonna hurt.
He'll take a grand total of their entire base.
It's a nice total, man. It's a nice total. You should be an accountant.
Yeah, I think that if Tiny is left unchecked, like I don't think Gamers University can trade either because Na'Vi just TPs into their base and
Oh, do we want the ultimate irony? The
reverse 3D Max.
Yeah, the fact that 3D Max pushed Na'Vi into the lower bracket, winning their playoff match the other night because of the Wisp ulti in, and it was the damage on the back. It was Luna. No, it was Chaos Knight. Chaos Knight that did that. And this time around, it's Puppy who's taking up the role of the Wisp, and they're just rotating around. They want to just, I think that all they want to do is just snipe off this mid. That's all this is about. They're using a Force as bait. He's got Nagus Immortal. He'll come in and do that damage. Just look at him beat the racks down. Force the fortification. Now fall back a little bit more. A Force is not even overcommit. There's the Darkseer wall. They've just got to survive through this wall. A Force moving back. Medcharge keeping alive. Denny Ori with a BKB. Trying to get rid of these Brewlings. In fact, Ori's successful at doing so. Neork already dragged out by Light of Heaven by his tail. And now Luna being brought down by a Vorst. Walk around the wall. Thank you, Vorst. Now the Brewlings, the last one left, is a double kill for Denny. It's a double kill as well. Coming the way of both Gyro as well as Tiny. They will mop up the mid. Meork goes second round on the wall. Don't let this happen. Look at Light of Heaven. He's losing too much life. Finally, they get rid of the illusions. But Tiny, a voice, get out of the wall, man. Get out of the wall. Thank you. Mid-race will go down. So will all of GU. And they just go for the GG. They're sick of this tux here. They're sick of playing around.
Y un juego bastante parejo.
GG, and Na'Vi will advance in the lower bracket.
Nuevamente.
And Gaming University, I want to give them a lot of props, man. Gaming University really played well throughout this entire competition.
Yeah, they were sort of a surprise team coming in, and then they really did show that they do deserve to be playing among the top teams.
And they managed to get there, and they managed to, I think out of all the teams in the lower bracket, GU probably pulled the hardest card of all, while Na'Vi is most definitely not anywhere near their top form right now. As far as looking down this lower bracket, we are now looking at, out of all the matchups you want to have, like Team Liquid would have been probably just as bad, but Team Liquid out of form. The Absolute Legends main squad and DD, also a big team to go up against, but they managed to drag out Na'Vi out of all of them. So at least we now know in the lower bracket, both
yo esperaba más de la primera partida en la que definitivamente Na'Vi tomó por completo el control del juego y en 24-26 minutos, si no recuerdo, llegaron a romper todo. Ahora finalmente queda... El Dota nos dará revanchas, así que hasta la próxima, donde haya otro equipo peruano compitiendo, trataremos de ponerlo nuevamente aquí en el canal de Hasta la próxima.